Welcome to Thrive, where I believe you were created not to survive, but to thrive. And if you change yourself, you can change your world. I'm your host, Alex Sagad. Welcome to another weekly episode of Thrive. And if you've been following us for a while, you know, some weeks I have some guests in the house. Some other weeks is this, an injection of leadership. These are small leadership podcasts where I'm going to share some principles or some thoughts, just some points that can help us all become better leaders. I want to thank you all for subscribing to the channel. It's been unbelievable what God has done with this channel. We love it. And it started as a resource for our team. And now look what God has done. And so subscribe to the channel, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, whatever you're streaming this, make sure you click that button that says subscribe so that when we release a new episode, you make sure you get it. And when we come out with any type of announcement, you are the first to know. I love meeting my Thrive family wherever I go. And so thank you. Thank you for all of your help in passing this along to friends and family and letting people know about it as we all try to become better leaders. Today, it's going to be an injection of leadership. That means a small episode of leadership. So wherever you're at, whether you're driving at home, in the kitchen, cleaning, or working, or at the gym, I want to talk to you really quick for the next few moments together from this title, Leading with Pain. Leading with pain. I want to talk about leading with pain because in the 9 years that me and my wife, lead Calvary Church, we've had moments of pain. We've had to lead through pain, or we've also had to sit down and talk to people who are leading in their corporation, their big company, or their home, and they've been able to lead with pain. Now, we've seen people do it successfully, and we've seen people who haven't been successful. And in moments of pain, in moments of crisis, or in moments of hurt, their leadership has actually not been able to thrive. They've actually lost that which they were leading, whether that's a home or a company or whatever it is. Today, maybe there's a moment of pain in your life. I want to help you in all of these examples that I've seen on how we can be leaders that lead through pain or lead in pain. Obviously, first and foremost, before I continue, I think if you're in pain, I want to make sure you have a good support system. And I think absolutely, number one, you need a God in your life. And I think we serve a real God. There is a God. He loves you. He's for you. And my prayer is that you would grab a Bible and that you would know God. Number two, that you would get around a good church community and that you would get some good brothers and sisters around your life who are for you, who are with you, to pray with you. I'm so thankful for the community God has given me, from family to church family, from my parents to my siblings to my church community. It's helped me whenever I've had to navigate through pain. And third and finally, talk to a good Christian therapist, somebody who has godly biblical principles, and hopefully your church has some resources like that. But today, if you're going through pain and you are in a leadership position, how do you lead with pain? How do you lead through pain? What do I do? And I think that's an important topic because none of us can evade pain. I want to say that one more time. None of us can evade pain. You can't escape pain. Pain is going to happen in life. We're all going to go through loss, through grief, through moments of betrayal, or through hard times where we suffer, whether it's a financial loss or a relationship. We are going to go through moments of pain. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you lead. I don't care how much money you have or don't have. You are going to go through moments of pain. If you're leading a very successful company with thousands of employees, or if you are self-employed, if you are single or you are married, we are all going to go through moments of pain. Nobody can escape pain in this life. It's a part of life. So what do if you are leading and now pain is a part of your world? Something happened and you are going through pain. I think about men and women in Scripture that went through pain. I'm a pastor. I'm a believer. I'm a Christian, and so I love the Bible. And I think we have a lot of examples of people who went through pain. I think about Peter. Peter's one that stands out to me. Peter went through a whole lot of pain, probably growing up, and then as a fisherman, there's some level of pain there. And then he follows Jesus, and then imagine betraying Jesus. And he knows he betrayed his friend. And the Bible says he wept bitterly. That's pain. And so I think about that pain of our own decisions, pain of mistakes that we've made. It's not just what people do to you, but what you do to yourself. Some of us are walking in those kind of steps right now. Like I made some decisions I'm not proud of, or I did something I'm ashamed about. And so there's a pain to that level as well. And this is where Peter is in the moment that Jesus dies. He betrays his best friend, his brother, his Messiah, his Savior, and he deals with pain. Obviously, we know what happens. Jesus resurrects and restores him, and Peter becomes one of the prominent leaders of the church. And I love how he speaks now, later on in his life. Years have passed by since Jesus ascended. He's a very important leader in the early church. And he writes in 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 9 and 10, but you are a chosen people. He's writing to the early church. He's writing to Christians. He's writing to followers of Jesus. And he says, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who has called you out of darkness and into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. That tone, those words, those phrases, it's not a man who stayed in defeat. It's not a man who died in pain. It's not a man who was paralyzed in pain, but it's a man who's now gone through pain and now can lead after he's gone through moments of pain and shame and guilt in his life. He's now talking with so much boldness. He's now talking with so much confidence. He's now talking as a man who's been forgiven, a man who's gone through challenges. And I think we can learn from Peter. I want to talk about 5 things really quick that happens when we go through pain, and then 5 things that can help us out of pain. The 5 things that happen, these are things I've seen, I've learned, whether it's from my own life or watching people. Today you're driving, or you're at your work, at a gym, maybe you're at home. Listen, I've seen these things happen in people when they are going through pain. It's happened in my own life. I've done some of these, or I've seen people. I want you to write these down. Number one of the first things that happens when we go through pain is that we stop listening. We stop listening. I know there's somebody right now, you're actually listening to this, but you're not listening to people around you because you're going through pain and you think nobody understands. And so you're not receiving counsel. You're not receiving advice. You're not listening to whether that's an employee or an employer. You're not listening to coworker. You're not listening to your spouse. They don't understand. She doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. One of the first things that pain does is that it causes us to stop listening. That's number one. It's happened in my own life. I've seen that in a lot of cases of people I've had to sit down as they've gone through pain, as they've gone through loss, as they've gone through shame or guilt, whatever that. Stop listening. Today, have you stopped listening? Number 2, stop seeking. Stop seeking. Not only are you not listening, you no longer seek out help. You're no longer calling somebody like, hey, I need some help. Hey, I have this going on in my life. You don't pick up the phone anymore. You don't text somebody, call me. I need to talk to you for a few moments. You're no longer seeking God. You stop attending church. I've seen that. I've been in church my whole life. I literally been in church my whole life. And I've seen people when they go through moments of pain, they actually leave community. They don't stay in community. It's pain. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Blah, blah. So you stop seeking. Today, you're not seeking help. You're not seeking God. This can happen in our life. It's just the human frame, the way it works, our brokenness, our sin. It causes us to go into isolation. Number three, stop talking. Stop talking. You just shut down. I shut down. That was one of my biggest things, and I think I'm getting better. Maybe ask Diana, but one of my biggest things is I used to shut down. When I didn't like something, or I didn't like what I was going through, or I was trying to walk through a difficult moment, I would shut down. I wouldn't listen, or we don't seek, or we don't talk. Today, you haven't talked to nobody. You're not talking. People are asking, but you're not talking. Pain will cause you to shut up, to just shut down and not talk. I mean, you're listening to me today, but you're not talking. You're not talking. You're not talking to people. You're not talking to your wife. You're not talking to your husband. You're not talking to a friend. You stop. Number 4, you stop moving. You stop moving. This is a trait we've seen so many people when they're going through pain. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've either seen a friend or a family member go through it, or you're paralyzed now because of pain. You're not moving forward because of pain. The business got stuck, the family got stuck, the marriage got stuck, relationship with the kids got just pain. Pain caused you just to hit the brakes, and whether it was an emergency brake or whatever, and you stop. There's no more advancing in your life. There's no more ambition, spiritual ambition, godly ambition. There's no more drive. There's no more tenacity. You just stopped moving. And then number 5, especially in our context, you stop serving. That can also go into your context if you're not a believer. You stop caring for a neighbor. You stop serving your family. You stop serving a loved one. You got disconnected from your local community church, and you stopped serving. You're no longer caring about others. It's all about you. Our pain, what it does many times is that it lies to us and tells us we're the center of the world, so it's all about us. And although it feels that way, we have to remember we're not. 5 things that pain causes us to do: stop listening, stop seeking, stop talking, stop moving, stop serving. Today, have you allowed pain to get you to any of these? You've stopped listening, you've stopped seeking, you stopped talking, you stopped moving, and you stopped serving. Okay, those are the 5 things. And maybe you find yourself in one of those, 2 of those, maybe all 5 of those. If you're going through pain today, where do you identify yourself in one of those? Maybe you're a leader. You lead a company, an organization, a big corporation. Maybe you got hundreds of employees under you. Maybe today you're self-employed. Maybe it's just your family that you lead, but you're like, oh, I see myself there. I've allowed the pain in my life. And what can we do? I want to give you now 5 things that we can do as we're leading through pain. Leadership in pain, leadership through pain, leadership after pain. What can we do? These are 5 things, simple things that have helped me. I've seen it help other people. I've learned from other people who have taught me this. And again, I think you can add to this list as well. If you're going through pain, if you're facing pain, if you're in a moment of pain, or you've gone through pain, and you found yourself at any of those first 5, number 1, what can you do? Number 1, stay teachable. Stay teachable. What I've come to learn now on the other side is that pain is a teacher. Pain is a teacher. I'm reminded of the Apostle Paul when he prays in the book of Corinthians for God to remove the thorn from his flesh. And God tells him, my grace is sufficient. In other words, I'm not going to remove the flesh. I'm going to give you grace to go through it. What I've learned from that was that sometimes the thorn comes to teach you. God says it's actually to keep you humble. Sometimes God has allowed pain into our life. It's not that he causes the pain, but he allows the pain so that we can be teachable. Number 1, stay teachable. If you're going through pain, stop thinking the world's against you. Stop thinking nobody understands. Stop thinking nobody's there to help you. Stay teachable. Man, what is this teaching me? What is this reminding me of? What can I do better? Stay teachable. Maybe you've been leading for a year or 2. Maybe you've been leading for 40 years. Let's stay teachable. Again, this is my prayer that 30 years from now, 40 years from now, when I'm 70, 80 years old, I want to remain teachable. If you want to come out on the other side of pain, if you want to continue to lead through pain, you have to remain teachable. I need to remain teachable so that we can come out as better leaders. Number 2, stay prayerful. Stay prayerful. Again, we talked about how pain causes us to disconnect or stop talking and stop listening. That's all prayer too. If you think about it, prayer is talking, prayer is listening, prayer is meditating. And many times what happens is that we stop doing all those things like we talked about. Today, stay prayerful. I'm going through pain. I'm not going to disconnect from God. I'm not going to disconnect from the truth. I'm not going to disconnect from the word of God. I'm going to stay prayerful. God, I'm going through this, and I'm going to trust that you see me, that you know. I'm going to trust that you're a good father. I'm going to trust the things that I do know. I don't comprehend what I'm going through, but I'm going to trust that you love me, that you're for me, that you're with me, that you'll never leave me or abandon me, that you're a good father and you only give good gifts. So you know what I'm facing somehow, some way, what the enemy meant for evil, you're going to turn it for good. So I'm going to stay prayerful. I'm going to stay prayerful. I'm going to remember that God is available. He's our help. He's available in time of need, the psalmist says. So today, you're going through a painful moment. You're a leader, and you're like, I'm going through so much pain. Nobody understands. Stay teachable and stay prayerful. Stay prayerful. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray early in the morning. I'm going to pray throughout my day. I'm going to pray late at night. I'm going to pray while I'm in the car. I'm going to pray while I'm driving. I'm going to pray while I'm working out. I want to pray, Lord, teach me. I want to pray, Lord, purge me. Lord, purify me. Lord, help me. Lord, make me better. Lord, make me stronger. Stay prayerful. God is available. Just because pain has stepped in does not mean God has stepped out. I want to say that one more time. Just because pain has stepped in does not mean God has stepped out. He's with you. He's with you. He's available. And so let's be leaders who thrive as we stay teachable and we stay prayerful. Number 3, stay connected. Stay connected, not just to God, as we just talked about, but stay connected to your community. Stay connected to those friends. Stay connected to that circle. I remember growing up, we had one friend that every time he'd disconnect, we knew he was going through some moment. Like, where you been? Just going through it, whether it was shame or guilt. Stay connected. If you want to be a leader, stay connected. Talk to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Don't stay alone. That's never going to help in moments of pain. I'll put it this way. Friends are crucial. Have some good friends. If we're not careful, leadership, and the higher you go in leadership, will cause you to think that nobody understands the pressure you have. Nobody understands the things that you face. Nobody understands the amount of stress and anxiety that you lead with. As your company begins to grow, it is more pressure. And one of the lies is that nobody understands. And so you disconnect and you isolate. Stay connected. Stay connected. There's more people that understand than more people that don't. There's people who are for you. Stay connected with some friends. You want to lead through pain, you need to stay connected. Stay connected to life sources. Stay connected to people that are going to help you. Today, as soon as this podcast ends, call somebody. As soon as this podcast ends, call a friend. As soon as this podcast ends, FaceTime somebody. As soon as this podcast ends, send that message to somebody. You need to stay connected. Don't be in isolation. Tell somebody I'm hurting. I'm not talking. I'm isolated. My marriage is in trouble. My kids are all over the place, or my job, my company, whatever it is, but stay connected. Number 4, stay advancing. Stay advancing. I love this kind of mentality, and I want to pray to always have it. One of the things we actually told our church many, many years ago is that God has a motion, and his motion is always forward. I believe that we serve a God that's always doing a new thing, always advancing, always doing something new. And if I'm not careful, pain will cause me to stop dreaming. Pain will cause me to stop believing. Pain will cause me to stop advancing. Pain will cause me never to step out again. I'll never forget when we were going through COVID and coming out of it, and our church opened up again, and we were meeting once again. Mikey, who leads this, actually films this podcast, but he walked into our office and he says, I love this phrase, dream again. And that literally made me so excited. I was like, I love that. That's my kind of mentality in life. Like, man, I've been down and out, and there's been some days where I didn't want to dream, but I make sure those days don't turn to months or don't turn to years. And I know it's easier said than done. Some of us may need to talk to a doctor, a therapist, a pastor, but don't stop. Talk to somebody, advance, pick up the phone, go to the counselor, go to the therapist, go to the pastors, do whatever you need to do, but don't stop advancing. Stay advancing. Immobility is dangerous. To be at a standstill is dangerous, where you lose passion, where you lose drive, and that's okay for a little bit. But today, say, I'm going to stay advancing. I'm going to dream again. What can I do this year different in my company? What can I do this year different in my family? What can I do this year different in wherever it is that God has for you? Dream again. Move forward. God has a motion. It's always forward. He's doing something new. God, refresh my plans. Refresh our team. What can we do new? Make sure you stay advancing. And number 5, stay helping. Stay helping. There's something about serving others. There's something about caring for people. I'll put it this way. Helping is healing. When we take our eyes off of us and we put our eyes on other, it causes health literally to happen in us spiritually, many times even physically. There's people that just start serving others and healing begins to happen in their life. Stay helping. Who can you help today? I know you're going through a world of pain. I know you may be up against insurmountable things. But if for a moment you can't take your eyes off of you and put them on somebody else, I'm telling you, it's going to help you as you're leading through pain. It's going to help you continue to be a leader who thrives. Today, are you up against some pain? Are you up against some tough moments today? Have you suffered loss, shame, guilt, betrayal? Are you in a moment of pain? Leaders who thrive are leaders who know how to lead through pain, lead with pain, and lead after pain. Again, what pain wants to do is shut you down. What pain wants to do is not let you advance. What pain wants to do was those first 5 things I talked about. Today, I'm not saying it's easy. I know it's easier said than done, but some of these things can help us today. I want to be a leader that thrives. I was not created to survive. I was not created just to have an average life where I kind of just get by and life is terrible. I was called to thrive. If God be for me, who can be against me? In the face of pain, persecution, problems, I can continue to thrive because of my faith, my tenacity of who God is, his power that is at work in me. That's my prayer for you today. Be a leader who continues to thrive. Do what you have to do so that God continues to use you and you become an influence to other people. Don't forget, we are leaders who thrive because if we change ourselves, we can change our world.